Testing, testing. Testing, testing. A pleasant good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, from Bing Crosby Stadium here in beautiful Front Royal in the northern Shenandoah Valley for this evening's Valley League matchup between the Newmarket Rebels and the homestanding Front Royal Cardinals. I really should say the streaking Front Royal Cardinals, as the Cardinals are on a 6-game winning streak, having won last night 5-4 in Purcellville. After starting the season 2-10, the Cardinals have ramped it up. And now we're at 8-10, climbing their way up the standings. We'll have more of the standing information for you later, as well as scores from around the Valley League. It's a beautiful night here in Front Royal. Not very many clouds, don't have to worry about any delays, but it's warm. It's about 94 degrees at game time. We expect a pretty large crowd tonight on what we consider Catholic night. The local Catholic parish, St. John the Baptist, along with their Knights of Columbus Council and a few of their subsidiaries, sponsor the night, and many often turn out. They do that twice every summer. In a minute, we'll get to you with the starting lineups and the other particulars. Welcome back to Bing Crosby Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. The umpires have just walked on the field, and the final preparations for today's game are just about wrapping up. I'd like to give you the lineups for the Newmarket Rebels, the visiting Newmarket Rebels. Batting first and playing center field, number 36, Zach Walsh. Playing left field, number 10, Gaten Grandelli. The designated hitter tonight, number 17, Jake Henry Williams. Playing right field, number 15, Chase Albus. Having the catching duties, number 16, Connor Riley. Playing first base, number 18, Chase Gilligan. Batting 7th and playing third base, number 25, Blaine Waldemeyer. Playing second base and batting 8th, number 7, Logan Moat. And batting 9th and playing shortstop, number 8, Kevin Hager. On the mound for the Rebels tonight, number 13, Dylan Sadazan. Before we get to the starting lineups for the home standing Front Royal Cardinals, I'd like to announce that we have corporate sponsors for tonight's game. Principally, the Knights of Columbus John Carroll Jenkins Council 771 here in Front Royal. They're attached to St. John the Baptist Catholic Church. Also, Christendom College here in Front Royal, a local liberal arts Catholic university. And also the Lloyd Lemon Law Group here in Front Royal. We thank these three sponsors tonight. Part of the festivities tonight prior to the game, thanks to our sponsors, allowed the Little League players to line up along the third base line and join the Cardinals' starting lineup on the field for the national anthem. It's always an exciting moment for the young players, and we're grateful that they're able to do it. Now the starting lineup for your Front Royal Cardinals, coming in at 8 and 10. Leading off and playing right field, number 12, Brody Popple. The designated hitter tonight is number 32, Letty Alvarez. Playing shortstop, number 7 and batting third, Jimmy King. Batting cleanup and playing first base, number 35, Kyle Kohler. Playing shortstop, number 18, batting number 5, Nick Mullen. Batting 6 and playing catcher, number 33, Renee Lastris. The left fielder and batting 7th, number 14, Cooper Milford. Playing center field, number 28, Elijah Grant. And batting 9th and playing second base, number 9, Thomas White. On the mound for the Cardinals tonight, number 2, Christopher Hund. Hund comes in with a 1-1 record, having pitched 13 innings, started 3 games in he started all 3 games that he's pitched in. He's got a 1-1 record and a 4.15 ERA. We stated earlier that Sadazan will be starting for the Newmarket Rebels. He's actually pitched in 6 games, but he hasn't started any. But he's pitched 11 innings, got 1 win and a wonderful 0.79 ERA. The festivities are just getting underway here in Front Royal at Bing Crosby Stadium. The Little Leaguers have just taken the field. The managers have met at the home plate. As I said, we're expecting a pretty nice crowd here this evening, as we usually do on what's considered Catholic night.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and thank you for your support of the Front Row Cardinals and the Valley Baseball League. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Rebels. Leading off from the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, the center fielder number 36, Zach Walsh.
A big thanks to Mr. John Lundberg, who's the organizer behind the Catholic Night. He goes to all the businesses, hands out flyers, makes sure everybody's aware that the game is going on and that if you bring in a flyer, you can get in for free.
Chase Alice. Batting fifth from East Stroudsburg University, the catcher number 16, Connor Riley. Batting sixth.
The fans are still filing in.
College, the first baseman, number 18, Chase Gilligan. Batting seventh.
In case you haven't been to our complex here in Front Royal, and I say complex because just beyond center field in this Bing Crosby Stadium is the Little League complex. In fact, tonight we have a Little League All-Star Tournament taking place.
Kevin Hager. And on the mound for the Rebels this evening from Penn State Harrisburg, number 13.
Just off of left field is a softball complex as well.
Of the Rebels is Grant Bass.
And over right field
Coach is Charlie Shepard, assistant coaches
are the tennis courts
and Diane Merrill.
and now pickleball. The Cardinals will be wearing their all-home whites with red lettering,
And now for your Front Royal Cardinals.
while the Rebels are wearing
Leading off from
all grays
the right fielder,
with blue lettering.
Brody Popple. Batting seventh from Jackson State University, the designated hitter.
The Cardinals are now being announced and taking the field.
Batting third from College of the Holy Cross, the shortstop, number 7, Jimmy King. Batting cleanup from Cuyahoga Community College, the first baseman, number 35, Kyle Kohler. Batting fifth from George Washington University, the third baseman, number 18, Nick Mullins. Batting sixth from the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, the catcher, number 33, Renee Lastrid. Batting seventh from the University of Georgia, the left fielder, number 14.
As stated, the Cardinals picked up a big win last night, 5-4 on the road in Purcellville.
Batting eighth from the University of South Carolina, Columbia, the center fielder, number 28, E.J. Grant. Batting ninth from Miami-Dade College, the second baseman, number 9.
They never trailed in that game. They had some close calls, but they eked out of it and came back with a win.
Number 2.
That's the only road game this week in between.
Coach of the Cardinals is Brian Worth, assistant coaches Todd Miller and Charlie Anderson.
5 home matchups, which started on Tuesday.
And lined up along the third baseline, and about to join the Cardinals, starting lineup on the field for the
National anthem will be next.
young men from St. John's Parish who played Little League
The local Catholic parish, St. John's, some of their members
big hand.
will be singing the national anthem. They have a little group called Once in a While Singers, led by Mr. Chris McMahon. We'll take a pause and let everybody listen to the anthem.
And veterans, please salute as we honor our nation with the singing of our national anthem by the Once in a While Singers, led by Chris McMahon.
Beautiful rendition of the anthem by the Once in a While Singers, although they sounded like they sing more than once in a while. Little Leaguers are giving high fives to the players on the field and racing off. Now we have the ceremonial first pitch. Great story behind this one. We have two young ladies from Christendom College who actually won the U.S. Collegiate Small College Athletic Association National Championship in basketball. The two young ladies throwing out the pitch are Mary Pennefather and Elizabeth Heisler. Pennefather, while just a freshman, averaged 23 points, 9 assists, and 11 rebounds during the season. Let's see if they can make it to the plate, and they do. Looks like both of them throw strikes. Congratulations to the Christendom ladies basketball team.
The officials for this evening's game, Mr. Tim Detweiler, Steve Pennington, and Mr. Jason Franchi.
As I stated, a pretty warm night here in Front Royal. Actually, first pitch looks like it's going to be 92 degrees. Fortunately, we'll have a little cooling off over the next few days. It won't be quite as hot. Christopher Hunt on the mound taking his warm-up pitches. As stated, he started 3 games for the Cardinals already, so he's accustomed to being on the bump. All right, the throw down by the catcher. And we're ready for the first pitch. Leading off for the Rebels, the center fielder, number 36, Zach Walsh.
Number 36, Zach Walsh.
Zach is a senior at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. First pitch in there for a strike. Makes his hometown in Springbrook Township, Pennsylvania. The 1-0, way outside. To the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball. Flied out to shallow right field. Caught by the second baseman, Thomas White, for out number 1. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Gaten Grandelli. Grandelli is a senior hailing out of Westchester University. Makes his hometown in Philadelphia. The pitch. Curveball. Fouled off to the left. 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup here. Another foul ball to make it 0-2. Grandelli comes in leading the team in batting average at .393. He's played 11 games. Got 28 at bats. 2 home runs and 11 RBI. The 0-2 pitch. High. Ball one. Hunt adjusts his shirts. Just outside 2-2. Grandelli rubs his hands in the dirt. Tries to get a better grip. He doesn't have batting gloves, which is somewhat unusual these days. Guess he likes the feel of that wooden bat. The pitch, curveball inside to run the count full. Grandelli, after starting 0-2, has run the count full. Umpires called for time for some reason. Oh, I believe the gates are open in the right and left field bullpens. Can't really see the bullpens from here in the booth. And those of you watching on the simulcast, I don't think you'll be able to see it as well. But I think that was the problem. Home plate umpires communicating with the third base umpire. 3 umpires here tonight behind home plate with nobody on base. Umpire behind first and behind third. Not sure if the umpire charged a time out to the Cardinals or not, but he did take out his pocket pad and pen and wrote something, so we'll see. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's 1 out. The payoff pitch to Grandelli. Fouled off again to the left, and we'll do it again. The stretch and the pitch. Grandelli, softer, grounder to second base. On the first for out number 1.
Now batting from Arkansas State University, the designated hitter, number 17, Jake Henry Williams.
Now batting for the Rebels, the designated hitter, number 17, Jake Henry Williams. Williams actually listed as a pitcher, as he's a two-way player at Arkansas State University. He's a senior, makes his hometown in Jonesboro, Arkansas. The first pitch, curveball in there for a strike. Another curveball low. Jake's coming in batting 140. Listed as a pitcher, but he's got 50 at bats, so he's no stranger to the plate. The pitch, line to center field, base hit. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 15, Chase Albus.
Now batting from East Stroudsburg University, the right fielder, number 15, Chase Albus.
Albus hails out of East Stroudsburg University. He's a sophomore, makes his home in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Lund looks over his shoulder to the first base, throws the pitch inside to Albus. 1 ball, no strikes. The runner's being held on. Defense at normal depth. Jake Henry's going, the throw down from the knees, and he is out! Beautiful throw by Rene Lastras, the catcher for the Cardinals, for out number 3. And that'll do it for the Rebels. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left. After a half an inning, the Rebels nothing, the Cardinals coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, the Valley Baseball League is funded in part by a grant from Major League Baseball. The two organizations work together to help aspiring players realize their goals to play professional baseball while bringing fans a fun, friendly baseball experience. We would like to thank Major League Baseball for their continued support. Leading off for the Cardinals, the catcher.
Leading off for the Cardinals.
Excuse me, the right fielder. Sometimes he catches.
Right fielder, number 12.
Number 12, Brody Popple. Popple's coming in second in the team in average at .355. So he's going to be an everyday player. First pitch strike in for a strike. Brody's got 1 home run and 12 RBI. Second pitch in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Dylan Sadazan's a lefty up on the mound. Brody comes in, right-handed hitter, lefty-righty matchup. The 1-2 pitch, high and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Popple. The windup of the delivery. Outside, the count is now full. The 3-2 pitch. Inside, almost hit him. Got away from the catcher. Popple's going to stop it first. That'll bring up the designated hitter for the Cardinals, number 32, Letty Alvarez.
Texas State University, the designated hitter, number 32, Letty Alvarez.
Letty's coming in batting .258. He's got 2 RBIs on the season. Correction, make that 3. First pitch in there for a strike. Alvarez is from Jackson State University. The pitch, swing, fouled back for strike 2. He's in a hole 0-2. Sadazan going from the stretch with Popple at first. The sun right in Popple's face as it's going down over third base. Swing, foul ball just to the right of the first baseman. Gilligan. And he'll redo the 0-2 pitch. Sadison looks into the catcher. The pitch, way outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. We're just getting started here in the first. Brody Popple led off with a walk. He's still at first base, being held on closely. The pitch. Popple goes. Foul back. Popple will have to go back to first. Still 1-2 to Alvarez, the designated hitter. Crowd's actually still filing in. Lots of kids in the ballpark tonight. The pitch. Swing and just got a piece of it. Alvarez did to stay alive. Popple was off and running again. I don't know how many times he's going to want to do that here in this 92-degree heat, but he's taking signs. Sadison looks in. Long look into the catcher. He's looking at Popple. He throws over to first. Popple back easily. The 1-2 pitch. Popple's off again. Pitch outside. Popple is in there. Stolen base. As I said, the pitch was outside, making the count 2-2. Popple's now in scoring position. I guess the third time was a charm. It was the third time Popple had to take off, and it worked. Popple at second not being held too closely, although the shortstop's creeping. Now the second baseman's creeping. The pitch. High to make the count full. The pitch, Popple off to third. The ball is dropped. No throw. I guess the pitch was low. Alvarez walks. There's runners at first and third with nobody out.
Now batting from College of the Holy Cross, the shortstop.
Now batting for the Cardinals, the shortstop, Jimmy King. Jimmy's from Holy Cross. He's a senior. Makes his home in Philadelphia as well. The first pitch to Jimmy. High and away. Runner at first being held on. That's Alvarez. First and third. There's nobody out here in the bottom of the first for the Cardinals. Putting early pressure on the Rebels. The pitch. Low and outside. It's 2-0. Let's see what the Cardinals want to do here. Although Jimmy, one of the better hitters for the Cardinals, he's batting .319 coming into this game. And the runner is off. Throw down to second gets away from the second baseman. Popple's going to score. Alvarez is on his way to third. The count goes to 3-0. And the Cardinals have taken a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Boy, I tell you, the Cardinals are putting early pressure on the Rebels. And it was the Rebels the last 3 games that got the number of the Cardinals. The pitch. High, another walk. A 4-pitch walk to Jimmy King. And that'll bring up the first baseman, number 35, Kyle Kohler. As I stated earlier, the
Community College, the first baseman, number 35.
the Rebels have had the number of the Cardinals. They've won the only 3 times they've played. Twice in Newmarket and 1 at home. But the Cardinals have other things in mind tonight. The runner's off. There will be no throw. Catcher actually dropped the ball, but it didn't look like he was going to make the throw anyway. It was a ball to Kohler. Runners are now at second and third with nobody out and a 1-0 count to Kohler. The 1-0 pitch. A little high and away, 2-0. Boy, I tell you, Dylan's having a hard time finding the plate for some reason tonight. The 2-0 pitch. High and away again, 3-0. That's 7 straight balls thrown by Dylan here. The 3-0 pitch, same spot, same result. It's a ball. The bases are now loaded for the Cardinals. The coach for the Newmarket Rebels is making his way out. He waves the infielders away as they come into the pitching mound. I think it's just going to be a tete-a-tete between the coach, the catcher, and the pitcher. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Only 1 hit. Excuse me, no hits. That's 4 base on balls. The coach is slowly walking back to the third base dugout after talking to Sadazan. Now batting for the Cardinals, the third baseman, Nick Mullen. Strike. First pitch in. Even the umpire got a little excited on that one. No balls, 1 strike to Mullen. Mullen's out of George Washington University, just down 66 from Front Royal, going to the district. Next pitch, high and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Bases are loaded of Cardinals. The 1-1 pitch to Mullen. Mullen swings and fouls it straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of pressure for the Cardinals. They're putting on the Rebels in this first inning. Sadazan looks in. No runners really to check. And he strikes him out looking on the outside corner. Mullen probably looking at a lot of outside pitches go for a ball. Takes that one right over the outside corner for the first out. Now batting for the Cardinals, the catcher, number 33, Rene Lastras. Rene's fixing his protective gear on his left arm as it came off as he got to the plate. Lastras is coming out of North Carolina, Charlotte, I believe in the American Conference. He hails out of Hialeah Garden, Florida. The first pitch in there for a strike. Lastras looks at it. Bases are still loaded with Cardinals. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Cardinals would sure like to do a little more damage. Sadazan looks in. The pitch. low and inside, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases are loaded. As I said, the sun's going down over the third base dugout. Right fielder looking into the sun. First baseman looking into the sun. High and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. As I said, this is the 6th game for Sadison. The 2-1 pitch. In there. It was a strike. The third baseman's coming home to first. A 5-2-3 double play for the Rebels to end the inning. Oh, my goodness. They couldn't have asked for anything better. A sharp liner to the third baseman, Wademeyer. He throws it home to get the runner from third. The catcher throws it to first for the double play. And the Cardinals only come up with 1 run on no hits. They leave 2 runners, and at the end of 1, it's 1-0 Front Royal. Welcome back to the Bing, ladies and gentlemen. What an ending to the bottom of the first, huh? Double play to end that bases loaded jam. Couldn't have been a bigger help for that pitcher for the Rebels. So the Rebels are back up at bat. They went 1-2-3 in their first. Well, I should say, runner caught stealing. So the same batter, Chase Albus, number 15, he's the right fielder. He takes the first pitch in for a ball. Albus fouled down the line at first. Albus once again hails out of East Stroudsburg University. He's a sophomore. Makes his home in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The 1-1 pitch from the windup. Curveball. Caught the top corner. Outside corner for strike 2. Beautiful curveball from Hund. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball high and tight. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to the right fielder, Albus. Swing, foul ball back. We'll redo the 2-2 count. Albus is coming in batting .245. He does have a home run and 13 RBI on the season. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball, grounded to second. Pitcher's going to actually cover, and he's out. Oh, I don't think Albus likes that call. It was real close. And the first baseman didn't really go for the ball. However, he was off the bag. It looked like he was thinking of going for the ball, but it got past him. And the second baseman, Thomas White, grabs it and throws it to the pitcher, who was smartly covering for out number 1. That'll bring up the catcher, Connor Riley. First pitch in there for a strike. Connor, second pitch in for a strike. Fastball. Connor also from East Stroudsburg University. Also says he makes his hometown in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Takes the third pitch for a ball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Christopher Hunt going from the windup. The pitch. Curveball just outside. It was close. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good eye by Riley there. The 2-2 pitch fouled off to the right. Well, the Cardinals really could have done some damage there in their bottom half of the first, but great defense by the Rebels. You got to give them credit. The 2-2 pitch to Riley. Curveball inside corner. Caught him looking. Looks like Hunt's got his curveball working tonight. He's either in the zone or close enough, so he's looks to be on his game.
Now back from East Georgia College, the first baseman, number 18, Chase Gilligan.
That'll bring up the first baseman for the Rebels, number 18, Chase Gilligan. Gilligan's just a freshman out of East Georgia College. Curveball just low for the first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Gilligan makes his hometown in sunny Land O'Lakes, Florida. A 1-0 pitch. Taken for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs. Cardinals are winning 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Gilligan, the first baseman for the Rebels. The windup, the curveball, grounder to shortstop, and King cannot handle it. Boy, it looks like he tried to transfer it before he had it. And the ball slipped out of his glove / in hand kind of at the same time and flipped into left field. So Gilligan reaches on an error. And it'll bring up the third baseman, who started that twin killing in the bottom half of the first. Blaine Wademeyer, first pitch, laced foul over the first base dugout. Wademeyer, a lefty out of Penn State Harrisburg. He's a sophomore, makes his hometown in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. The 0-1 pitch right down Main Street for strike 2. 0-2 on Blaine Wademeyer. See if Hunt can put him away here. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Gilligan being held on at first. He doesn't look like there's any signs of him running. He's looking right into the sun. The pitch. Curveball. Jimmy King gets another chance at it, and it takes a terrible hop. Almost hits him in the face, but his glove protects it, but he can't grab it. For another misplay. We'll see how they score that one. That was a real tough hop. Fortunately, there was no play. He would have had a play at second pretty easily because the ball was hit pretty sharply. Still no indication. Nonetheless, Blaine Waldemar takes first. And we'll see how they score that officially. But that'll bring up the second baseman, Logan Moat. First pitch, swing and a miss. So the Rebels have 2 runners on here in the top half of the second. Down 1-0. 2 runners on thanks to 2 miscues by our shortstop. One of them was clearly an error. The other one, we'll see. We're still waiting to see how they score it. The 0-1 pitch was in there. Beautiful curve for a strike. 0-2. That's two batters in a row. He's got 0-2. Let's see what he does here. To Moat. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. So no harm, no foul. The 2 runners left on base can't get advanced past second base. Hun backs up his shortstop, King, after those 2 miscues. So after 1.5, the Cardinals will still leading 1-0. We're back here in the bottom half of the second. Cardinals will be batting. Both teams have gotten out of little jams last half innings.
From the University of Georgia, the left fielder, number 14, Cooper Milford.
Leading off in the second for the Cardinals, the center fielder, Cooper Milford. Cooper coming in batting .206 on the season. He's got 4 RBI. Counts quickly 1-1. Cooper hits a soft fly ball to center, and the center fielder's in and makes the catch easily. It was debatable whether the shortstop was going to get it or was going to land in no man's land, but the center fielder had a clear path and took care of Milford for out number 1. That'll bring up I think I said center fielder was Milford, but he's the left fielder. Grant's actually the center fielder, and he's up now. Elijah Grant out of South Carolina takes the first pitch for a strike. In case there was a little suspense on that last play by Jimmy King, the official score ruled it a hit. So no error there by Jimmy King. Swing and a miss on that 0-1 pitch to Grant. He's quickly in a hole 0-2. The pitch. And that's called strike 3 on the outside corner. Grant does not like it. Kind of asked the umpire, where was it? Umpire said it was right there. Grant turns around and goes back to the dugout. A quick 2 outs for the Cardinals. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter and number 9. The second baseman, Thomas White. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Looks like the lefty Sadazan's found his rhythm here. Next pitch taken outside for a ball. Sadazan is working quickly. I don't know if he got a little coaching. Foul ball off to the right. Watch out, kids. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I don't know if the coach said, change your routine. Let's work quickly. Working slowly didn't work, I guess. Throws the next pitch in for a ball. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. As Roland likes to say, the deuces are wild. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The inning's over. White turns around, asks the umpire, was that a strike? He says, I think it was. Nonetheless, he swung and missed for out number 3. So there's no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left for the Cardinals in the bottom of the second. We'll go to the top of the third. Cardinals still leading 1-0. Ladies and gentlemen, the Front Royal Cardinals like to announce their baseball camp. Cardinals Baseball Camp is designed to help the aspiring baseball player learn the fundamental skills of baseball in a fun and exciting atmosphere. Led by Front Royal Cardinals baseball players and staff, individual and team drills are incorporated into daily activities as well as game competition. Your campers will receive high-quality daily instruction from top-level college players mixed with fun, games, and laughter. This year's Fundamentals Camp will be held later this month, and Pitchers and Catchers Camp as well. There's still time to sign up. Get your registration forms at the concession or merchandise stand just inside the main gate. Catcher throws down, and the number 9 hitter for the Rebels, Kevin Hager, the shortstop, makes his way to the plate. Hager comes in batting 184. He does have 7 RBI on the season. Takes first pitch low for a ball. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Hager hails out of the Ivy League, Cornell University. He's a sophomore. The 1-1 pitch. Just outside, ball 2. Hager makes his hometown in Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. The 2-1 pitch. Just outside again. 3 balls, 1 strike. Don't want to lose the 9 hitter. Got to flip the lineup to the top after this. Hager, a right-hander. Curveball in there for a strike, runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Cardinals winning 1-0. Here in the top half of the third, the payoff pitch just outside and low for ball 4. Hun loses the 9 hitter, Hager.
Now
here in the top of the third. Back to the top of the lineup for the Rebels. The center fielder, Zach Walsh. Walsh softly flied out to the second baseman, White, in the first. The first pitch straight back. There wasn't a net. It would come here in the booth. Zero balls, one strike. I have to say, people are still filing in a little bit. Nice crowd. Lots of young people at the park tonight. The 0-1 pitch. Just high and outside. One ball, one strike. Hunt a little more deliberate from the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. Throws over to first. Hager easily back in. Hager doesn't have any stolen bases on the season. Excuse me. He does. He's got 2 stolen bases on the season. While I was looking that up, the count ran to 1-2. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Hunt strikes out the leadoff batter, Zach Walsh, for out number 1 here in the top half of the third. And that'll bring up the the left fielder, Gaten Grandelli. Grandelli's a senior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's a lefty, and a ball hit to left field, straight at the left fielder, Milford, for out number 2. The runner at first, Hager, has to scramble back.
Now batting number 17, Jake Henry Williams.
And that'll bring up the designated hitter for the Rebels, Jake Henry Williams. As stated before, Jake Henry's a two-way player, listed on the score sheets as a pitcher. He's got quite a few at-bats. And got a base hit last time he was up. He got thrown out at second to end the first. First pitch into Jake Henry, strike 1. The 0-1 pitch from the stretch. Hager making some noise over at first. Ball to left field, gets by the left fielder. The center fielder comes over to help. I don't think it's going to do any good because Hager comes in to score all the way from first. A little bit of a misplay in left. He had a chance at it. Looked like he could have caught it. It would have been a shoestring catch. Didn't really dive. Stayed on his feet, but he missed the ball and it got by him. Elijah Grant came over from center to help him, but it was kind of a little too late. Jake Henry's into second. Maybe with a single and an error. But nonetheless, that ties the game. That'll bring up the right fielder, Chase Albus. Chase grounded out to the second baseman last time up. He takes for a ball. 1-0. The pitch. Laced to the second baseman on one hop to White. Throws out Albus to end the inning, but not before the Rebels tie the game. A little bit of a mishap in left field probably led to that run on an error. And the Rebels tied 1-1 going to the bottom of the third. We're going to the bottom of the third here at the Bing. Probably the largest crowd of the season tonight.
Now batting for the Cardinals in the bottom half of the third. The right fielder, number 12, Brody Popple.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Cardinals here in the bottom half of the third. Right fielder Brody Popple. Popple walked his first time up. First pitch swing, foul ball off to the right, 0-1. Popple walked along with his next three teammates in that first inning. Next pitch, laced over the shortstop's head into left field for a base hit for Popple. That a way to get things started. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Letty Alvarez. Alvarez, once again, he walked as well in the first.
Number 32, Letty Alvarez.
Solazin was just trying to find his stride there in the first and was really, really struggling there. He's picked up the pace here, the southpaw. Swing and a miss on that first pitch. I tell you, and also he had Popple fooled at first. Popple was going back to first on the pitch, so he wasn't reading that well. They got Popple in a rundown. Unfortunately, the pickoff, as I said, Popple wasn't reading him well, and he falls down and gets tagged out by the first baseman for out number one. Boy, that was very unfortunate for the Cardinals. Popple gets hung up. Call that a caught stealing pickoff. For out number one here in the bottom of the third. I don't think the sun was a factor. I mean, the sun had been a factor a little bit earlier. Squares to bunt, does Alvarez for strike number 2. I just think he wasn't reading the pitcher very well there, Popple. Just got picked off. The 0-2 pitch low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alvarez. Alvarez on the 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul ball down the left field line. Sadison's definitely settle in, the lefty. Well, that next pitch was high and away. Catcher had to stretch to grab that one. The 2-2 to Alvarez. Fouled straight back over the grandstand here, probably into the parking lot. The Rebels have 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error. Cardinals have 1 run on 1 hit. They also have an error, although swing and a miss by Alvarez. He strikes out for the second out here in the third. As I was saying, the scoreboard's only showing 1 error for the Cardinals. However, I think the left fielder probably should have been able to stop it at least in that last inning. That'll bring up Jimmy King. He fouls the first pitch off of his left shin, and he's feeling it. Jimmy walked in the first inning. The pitch. Off his hands, right back to the pitcher. The pitcher's going to run it to the first baseman, underhanded for out number 3. And that'll do it for the Cardinals in the third. There's no runs, 1 hit, nobody left thanks to the pickoff. It's still 1-1 after 3. All right, the catcher throws it down. We're going to the top of the fourth here at Bing Crosby Stadium. Sun's going down, lights are on. Lights are on both here at the Bing and on the Little League field just beyond center field. Now batting for the Rebels, the catcher, number 16, Connor Riley. Riley struck out looking last time, takes the first pitch in for a ball. Hun looked in. I think he wanted to know where that one landed. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. High fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The windup and the pitch. High fastball. He tried to go a little higher than he did on that first swing, and Riley wasn't biting. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball. Nub to the first baseman. Easiest play he'll have all night. Touches the bag for out number 1. And that'll bring up the first baseman for the Rebels, Chase Gilligan. He's the one that reached on that error by Jimmy King. In the second. Curveball just catches the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 to Gilligan. I don't think Gilligan liked that call. The 0-1, curveball again, but this time outside, too far. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Gilligan. Curveball again. This time he baited him into swinging. Don't think that would have been a strike, but it's now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch laced right over the shortstop's head and out of his reach for a base hit for Gilligan. Just muscled it over into left field. Good piece of hitting there.
Now batting the third baseman, number 25, Blaine Waldemeyer.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Blaine Waldemeyer. Waldemeyer got a base hit his first time up. He's a lefty. Out of Penn State Harrisburg, takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Fastball over the outside corner. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Just a little low. But he swung anyway. No ball, 2 strikes. There's one out here in the top of the fourth. It's a tie ball game. Rebels have 4 hits. Cardinals only have 1. The 0-2 pitch up the middle. Flip to the second. Second baseman flips to the shortstop on to first, but no double play. Gets Gilligan at second, but hit a little too slowly for a double play. For out number 2. That'll bring up the second baseman for the Rebels, Logan Moat. Logan struck out to end the second, his first time up. The pitch catches the inside corner. I'd say if I was a pitcher tonight, I'd be working that inside corner because that's the one this home plate umpire seems to like. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Moat. He's a right-hander. Waldemeyer's first, being held on. Waldemeyer has 1 stolen base on the season. Not getting too big of a lead. 0-2 pitch. He's going, though. The throw down. He's in there, and the ball gets away from the second baseman into center, but Waldemar really can't go anywhere. It didn't go far enough. Aggressive base running here for the Rebels. Waldemar gets a second stolen base on the season. It's a 1-2 count. Hunt going from the stretch. The pitch. Curveball just high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Deuces are again wild. And you got a runner at second. He struck Mote out in the second. Hun would like to do so again. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ends the inning. Leaves a runner stranded at second. Hun's fired up, as are the Cardinals. High fives all around and into that inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 4th here at Bing Crosby Stadium in Front Royal. Your score, 1-1. Connor Riley, the catcher for the Rebels, throws it down. Umpire sweeps the plate. And the Cardinal first baseman comes to the plate. Kyle Kohler. Kohler's a cleanup batter. Like his first 3 teammates, he walked in that first inning. And takes ball low and away for the first pitch. The 1-0 pitch, low and inside. Ball 2. Dylan Sadison still on the mound to start the 4th. He's settled down quite nicely for the Rebels. After kind of a rocky start, walked his first 4 batters. Giving up a run in the first, but he hadn't given up much since. Foul ball over the first base dugout. 2 balls, 1 strike. The lefty from the windup, the pitch. Grounded to the second baseman, goes down on his knees in the dirt to get it. And throws it over to first for out number 1. Looks like it took a funny hop. It looks like it was going to hop and it didn't. So the second baseman, Mote, went down to his knees and corralled it. Good defensive play for out number 1. That'll bring up the Cardinal third baseman, Nick Mullen. Nick struck out looking in the first and takes for ball number 1 here. The windup from the lefty. The pitch fouled straight back. Glad there's a net. Going to come right into the booth here. One pitch. Outside. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. We're tied here in the bottom half of the 4th. Cardinals only have 1 hit. Rebels have 4. The pitch Outside, but a swing and a miss for Mullen. 2-2. Not sure that would have been a strike. Another swing, just got a piece of it though. Straight back to the backstop. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Now that pitch was way outside. Couldn't entice him to swing at that one. Full count. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Mullen goes down for the second time for out number 2. And that'll bring up the catcher, Rene Lastras.
Now batting the catcher, number 33, Rene Lastras.
You may remember last time up, he was up with the bases loaded with 1 out, grounded into a unconventional double play. 5-2-3, takes the first pitch in for a strike. To end that first inning, which looked very promising for the Cardinals. The windup, the 0-1 pitch, in there for a strike, 0-2, quickly. Lastras takes a step back. The windup, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it for the Cardinals in their half of the 4th. That's 2 innings in a row, 1, 2, 3 for Sadison. He's really, really settled in well. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left for the Cardinals in the 4th. We're still tied, 1 apiece. Hun back on the mound for the Cardinals in the 5th.
Number 8, Kevin Hager.
For the Rebels, leading off top half of the 5th, the shortstop Kevin Hager. He led off the 3rd with a base on ball and takes ball 1. Curveball inside, ball 2. We've talked about the Rebel pitcher settling in, but Hun settled in as well quite nicely. He's given up 4 hits, but he's worked out some jams because an error as well to work around. Unfortunately, starts Hager, the number 9 batter, 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. He walked him last time. It's the only base on balls he's given up. Ball 4. The 9 batter walks on 4 pitches. Not the start that Hunt wanted.
Now batting number 36.
That flips the lineup back to the top for the Rebel center fielder, Zach Walsh. Zach struck out his second time up, last time up, excuse me. Flied out softly to the second baseman. He swings and fouls the first pitch back for strike 1. Hunt from the stretch. Batter squares the bunt. There will be no play at first base. Beautiful bunt laid down the third base line. The third baseman, Mullen, comes in to grab it. Thought he might have a play and throw it, but I guess he didn't want to risk it with a runner at first. So Hager's now at second. Walsh bunts for a single. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Grandelli. The lefty. Grandelli's 0 for 2 on the night. He comes up with 2 runners on, nobody out. First pitch, he squares the bunt. I don't know how he didn't get hit with that one, but very inside. Home plate umpire appeals actually to the second base umpire. I think he wanted to know if he offered at it, and he didn't. Now there'll be a timeout by the players on the field. Mullins calling all the infield to the mound. I think they want to go over their bunt signals here. Looks like all the players are doing some talking. There's no ringleader, but I think they're just trying to get on the same page. You got to remember, these players they've been playing together for about a month now, but they usually aren't coming from the same team. They probably didn't even know, most of them didn't know each other, so they're getting their chemistry right, and the Cardinals have obviously had some chemistry in the last 6 games. They've won 6 in a row after starting 2-10. All right, everybody's settled back in. Third baseman's creeping a little bit, thinking there might be a bunt. Hunt's from the stretch. Pitching to Grandelli. He swings away. Fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 runners on. Hunt in a little bit of trouble here in the 5th. Grandelli squares the bunt. He lays down a perfect bunt right in front of the mound. The pitcher, throws it to first and overthrows first base. The runner from second will score. The runner from first is coming in, and he'll score. Kind of a close play at the plate, but not really. 2 runs are going to score on a bunt. Pitcher overthrew the first baseman. The right fielder, Popple, had to come in, throws a bullet to the catcher to try to get the trailing runner, to no avail. It's now 3-1, and the coach for the Cardinals is coming to the mound. Can't see the bullpens from here on the press box, so I'm not quite sure. I'm assuming. Oh, and there's the signal to the bullpen. Cardinals are going to make a change here in the top half of the second. They're down 3-1. Rebels have a runner at second, and we'll be right back. In to pitch for the Cardinals, in relief of Hun, Gavin Alston. He's a left-hander, 6'1", 225 pounds, out of Jackson State Community College. Makes his hometown in Gallatin, Tennessee. He's going to come in and try to limit the damage here. He inherits a runner at second base with nobody out. Seemed like Hunt had settled in for the Cardinals, but things got away from him here in the top half of the fifth, and he didn't help himself with that error, which ended up scoring 2 runs on that bunt. Last play was a bunt with runners at first and second. If he doesn't make the error, even if the runner's safe, got the bases loaded, which isn't ideal, but he's given himself a chance.
Number 17, Jake Henry Williams.
So I'll bring up the designated hitter, the 3-hole hitter actually, Jake Henry Williams. He's already 2 for 2 on the night with 2 singles. The first pitch from Alston. Actually, time was called. Oh my goodness. He took too much time. The pitch clock ran out, which we cannot see, but the umpire pointed to his wrist. And I believe it's a 1-0 count without a pitch being thrown. The 1-0. Low and away, 2 balls, no strike. To the designated hitter, Williams. The pitch. Swing, foul ball off the right side and out of play. The 2-1 pitch. Just off the plate for ball 3. The 3-1 pitch. Inside, catches the inside corner for strike 2. Full count. The 3-2 pitch. High fly ball to left field. Milford goes back. It's off the wall. The runner at second had to hold. It really looked like Milford was going to be able to make that catch, but he doesn't. So Williams strolls into second with his 3rd hit of the evening, this time a double.
Now batting number 15, Chase Alves.
Runners are now at second and third with nobody out for the Rebels. Bringing up their cleanup hitter, the right fielder, Chase Albus. Albus is 0 for 2 in the evening, grounding out both times to the second baseman. He's a lefty, and he'll face the lefty, Alston. The first pitch, way inside. Kind of straighten up his knees there to get out of the way of that one. Did Albus. The 1-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike. Albus looked like he wanted to offer at it, but let it go by. Lefty-lefty matchup here. The pitch from Alston, way inside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runners at second and third for the Rebels. The shortstop for the Cardinals thinking about creeping behind, but he gets back to his regular position. The ball is thrown for a ball gets away from the catcher, but it pops back to the pitcher, and the runner from third scores. Grandelli on a very odd play. Not really sure what happened there. Lastras, the catcher for the Cardinals, missed it or bounced off of him, which should have been a fairly easy play. You don't usually see a pitch pop back to the pitcher that abruptly, but it did that time and got way far enough for the Grandelli to score. Next pitch lined foul for a 3-2 count. Cardinals are now playing the infield in, trying to limit the damage here. They're down 4-1. The pitch popped, foul territory, out of play. The third baseman, Mullen, gave it a look. Looked like he might have had a shot at it at first, but he wasn't going to get any help from the third base dugout. That's the Rebels dugout. So he was on his own. The count's still full, 3-2. To Albus. Albus, another foul ball down the right side. Looks like he's got Galston timed up pretty well. He just can't get it in the fair territory. As we said, it's a lefty-lefty matchup. Albus coming in at 6'3", 200 pounds. The 3-2 pitch, he loses him. Low and inside for ball 4. That'll put runners on the corners, bringing up the catcher, Connor Riley. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Catcher Lastras for the Cardinals goes out in front of the plate, gives some infield signals, letting the middle infielders know whether he's going to throw down on a steal or not. The first pitch, foul tipped through the catcher's mitt to the backstop for strike 1. No indication that Albus was running there. The 0-1 pitch outside, ball 2. Excuse me, ball 1. The 1-1 pitch right down Main Street for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Williams, the runner at third. Albus, the runner at first. The 1-2 pitch way inside. The catcher had to lunge for that one. The backstop far enough here in Front Royal that any ball that gets by, runners are going to advance. The pitch flared out to center. Elijah comes in, throw to the plate, not in time. Sacrifice fly for Riley. Another runner comes in for the Rebels, 5-1. The Cardinals are going to check to see whether Jake Henry Williams left early. Umpires give the safe sign. No doing there. But there is 1 out, runner at first base, and that'll bring up the Rebel first baseman, Chase Gilligan. He's reached on an error and has a single. The first pitch in there for a strike. The next pitch popped up behind first base. The second baseman calls the first baseman off, falls down, but makes the catch. Thomas White for out number 2. Lucky play. It almost was no man's land. The right fielder was coming in as well. White, the second baseman, called everybody off and made the catch, falling down. For out number 2. That'll bring up the third baseman, Blaine Waltmeyer. First pitch into him, the lefty. Strike. Swinging. Waltmeyer's 1 for 2. Single and reached on a fielder's choice. The 0-1 pitch in there for a swinging strike. 0-2, lefty-lefty matchup here. The 0-2 pitch, fastball high for ball 1. Alba still at first, still giving no indication of running. The pitch swung and fouled back off to the left. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, high fly ball to right field. Easy for the right fielder as he glides over to center for out number 3, and the Cardinals get out of it, but not before 4 runs are scored by the Rebels. And at the end of 5.5, the Rebels 5, Cardinals 1. Leading off for the Cardinals in the bottom half of the 5th, the left fielder, Cooper Milford. First pitch outside for ball 1. Milford's 0 for 1 in the evening. Flied out to his counterpart, the left fielder for the Rebels. He takes the 1-0 pitch inside for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch just misses high. 3-0. The 3-0 pitch taken for a ball. Milford walks on 4 pitches. Just what the Cardinals needed to start their half of the 5th and try to get some of these run back. That'll bring up the center fielder, E.J. Grant. Grant struck out looking his first time up. Grant's a spark plug for this team. He's out of the University of South Carolina. Only stands 5'5". But he's a bundle of energy, and he's a crowd favorite here in Front Royal. The first pitch to Grant. Ball one, high and tight. The 1-0 pitch to Grant. Swing and a miss, strike one. Milford not getting given any indication of running. Swing and a miss, strike two. Milford does have 3 stolen bases on the season. The 1-2 pitch to Grant. High. Milford goes. The throw not in time. Actually misplayed by the shortstop. Don't think he would have had him anyway. Milford steals second. So the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position. Nobody out. Grant at the plate with a 2-2 count. The 2-2 pitch. Oh, strike three called on the outside corner, and Grant didn't like that call either. Looks back at the umpire, puts his hand in the air as he walks back to the dugout. A little jawing going on. Home plate umpire shrugs his shoulders and says, "What do you want me to do?" It was a strike. So there's one out here. And that'll bring up Thomas White, the second baseman. White's 0 for 1 in the evening. He takes the first pitch in for a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul back to the backstop. Milford at second, being held on by the second baseman. Kind of a cat and mouse game there. The 1-2 pitch. Way high and outside for 2-2. Sadison to the plate. Foul ball down the right field line. We'll redo the 2-2. As we said earlier, Sadison's really settled in this evening after a pretty rocky first inning, getting out of it with a double play. He shut the Cardinals down pretty much, only giving up 1 hit on the evening. Cardinals would like to get that runner in from second. The pitch low and away, full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 3-2 pitch, the runner takes off. The ball is low. The catcher can't field it, can't make the play. There's no throw on Milford at third. White walks, and that'll flip the lineup to the top for the Cardinals, and that's exactly what the Cardinals wanted. To bring up their right fielder, Brady Popple. Popple's probably itching. He wants to get back on base. He's been on base twice tonight, but last time up, if you remember, he was picked off.
Now batting number 12, Brody Popple.
Another crowd favorite is Popple. The first pitch, he's bunting, trying to get it past the first baseman. Doesn't look like it will, but it'll get the runner in. So a squeeze play there. Gets a run back for the Cardinals to make it 5-2. And that'll bring up the designated hitter for the Cardinals, Letty Alvarez. So Milford scores. White makes his way to second. So the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here. First pitch to Alvarez, swing and a miss for strike 1. Alvarez is 0 for 1 with a walk. Struck out last time up. Jimmy King waiting on deck. He'd love to get up in this inning. 0-1 pitch in right down Main Street for a strike. Oh and 2, 2 outs, runner at second. Cardinals down 5-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch way high in it, inside. 1-2 count on Alvarez. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strong fastball by Sadazin to end the Cardinal threat in the bottom of the 5th. But the Cardinals get 1 run back on that sacrifice bunt by Popple to bring it a little closer. It's now 5-2 after the 5th. Back out to the mound for the Cardinals is Gavin Alston. There's a timeout here on the field for some reason. The umpires are, third base umpire came into is on the first base line. Not sure what's going on here. Oh, there's a substitution. The pitcher's warming up, trying to stay warm. I don't have to do much to stay warm tonight, but he's throwing with the third baseman just to stay loose.
Now batting for the Rebels, Top half of the sixth, number 7.
Well, that delay didn't last too long, but maybe the umpire just needed a break, and that could be understandable. It's still warm here in Front Royal. Looks like it's about, well, I'm not sure, maybe 87 degrees. Now batting for the Rebels, the second baseman, Logan Moat. He's had a rough night at the plate. He struck out twice. First pitch in for a ball. Second pitch fouled off to the right, just over the first base dugout. Cardinals are utilizing the first base dugout this year. Well, usually they're in the third base dugout. Next pitch lined over the shortstop for a base hit. And that'll bring up the number 9 batter, the shortstop, Kevin Hager.
Now batting number 8, Kevin Hager.
Hager's walked both times. Not something the Cardinals want to do is walk the number 9 batter. Olsen has no intention. First pitch in for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. High and outside. The pitch. High and outside again. Moat over at first, has no stolen bases on the season. Standard lead. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 2-2 on the 9-hitter Hager, who's been on twice this evening via the walk. The 2-2 pitch flies out to right field. Popples under it for out number 1. That'll bring up the top of the lineup. For the Rebels, the center fielder, Zach Walsh.
Number 36, Zach Walsh.
Zach's 1 for 3 in the evening. He's had a bunt single last time up. He lines it over the shortstop into left field, and the ball gets over the head of the left fielder. Mullen, they're going to wave the runner around third. He's going to score for the Rebels' 6th run of the evening. Milford had no chance at that in left field. It just bounced in front of him, took a crazy hop, and went right over his head. No error or anything there. Solid base hit. Very unlikely a runner from first is going to score on that type of hit, but he did, and unfortunate play for the Cardinals, making it 6-2. They quickly get that run back that the Cardinals had in the bottom of the 5th. Visit to the mound by the Cardinal pitching coach. And that'll do it for Alston. Yeah. A lot of talking out there, and finally made the signal to the bullpen. We'll let you know who the Cardinals are bringing in a minute. Coming in to pitch for the Cardinals, the right-hander Thomas Fahey. He's appeared in 5 games on the season, only pitched 5 innings. Coming in with an 8.43 earned run average. Fahey out of Trinity College. He's a senior. Makes his home in Danbury, Connecticut. Stepping up to the plate for the Rebels, the number 2 hitter, the left fielder, Gaten Grandelli. Grandelli's 0 for 3 on the evening, having reached on an error his last time at bat. He's a lefty. The runner goes from second. Grandelli to second baseman. Pitcher covering just gets Grandelli at first. Almost as if the pitcher forgot to cover. But he quickly recovered. Once again, the first baseman and the second baseman both went for the ball. And with Fahey on his first batter, quickly recovers, gets to first base for the out to get Grandelli. That was close. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Jake Henry Williams. Jake Henry's had quite a night. He's 3 for 3, doubled last time up with 2 singles. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. No ball, 1 strike. The Rebel runner moves to third, so there's a runner at third with 2 outs. Curveball by Fahey. That was a sweeper. Swung on by Williams. Barely gets a tip on it for strike 2. Boy, the Cardinals would really love to get out of this jam without that runner at third scoring. Enough damage has been done. They got some work to do at the plate themselves. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside. That had some mustard on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball just off the outside corner for ball 2. Fahey's got some giddy up on his fastball. Giving the Rebels a different look than they had in Alston in the lefty. Fahey's a right-hander. Curveball off speed. Off the plate too. To run the count full to Jake Henry. He was going right at Jake Henry even though he's 3 for 3 on the evening. See what he does here on this full count pitch. The 3-2 pitch. Outside. And he lost him. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Albus. Albus is 0 for 2, but he walked last time up. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. In case you're wondering, Grandelli has 3 stolen bases on the season. He's going. There's a throw down. Great pick by King. Unfortunately, he wasn't near the bag. He was more interested, and rightly so, in the ball. So there's runners at second and third with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch from Fahey to Albus, just off the outside corner. A little mumbling here in the stands. Pitch looked good to the hometown crowd, but there's only one vote that matters, and that's the home plate umpire. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Albus took a big cut. Came up empty. And the count is 1-2. Fahey comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fahey gets out of it. Comes in and puts out the fire for the Cardinals. But not before the Rebels pick up a run and increase their lead to 6-2. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th here in Front Royal. Pitching change for the Rebels. Might be good news for the Cardinals. Who knows? We'll see. Jeffrey Davis comes in.
Now back for the Cardinals in the bottom half of the 6th. Number 7, Jimmy King.
For the Rebels. Davis from Mount St. Mary's University. He's a junior. Makes his home in Bethesda, Maryland. First pitch, curveball low. Ball 1. Batting for the Cardinals, Jimmy King starts off with 2-0. Third pitch down for ball 3. Three and 0 pitch in for a strike. Davis has 5 appearances on the mound this season. The 3-1 pitch is fouled back. He's pitched 10 innings. Comes in with a 5.22 ERA. The 3-2 pitch is popped up to the shortstop. He's calling everybody off for out number 1. So King flies out to his counterpart at short.
Now batting, number 35, Kyle.
That'll bring up the first baseman for the Cardinals, Kyle Kohler. Kohler's 0 for 1 on the evening. walked his first time up and grounded to the second baseman his last time up. He takes low for ball one. The 1-0 pitch high. Looks like it slipped out of the pitcher's hands there. Catcher couldn't catch it. On deck hitter comes and gets it. Rolls it out of play. The 2-0 pitch. Not much different, just a little bit lower. Catcher handles it. It's a 3-0 count for the second batter in a row for the new pitcher, Davis. The 3-0 pitch, and he swings up the middle. Kohler with a base hit to center field to get things rolling for the Cardinals. Swings at a 3-0 pitch off his hands. Sounded like it might have even broke the bat. Not sure. But that'll bring up the third baseman, Mullen. He takes the first pitch in for a strike. No, Mullen's had a rough evening. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, high and inside, it hits him. Mullen will take it. And so will the Cardinals. Hit him on the left shoulder.
Now batting, number 33, Rene Lastris.
That'll bring up the catcher for the Cardinals, number 33, Rene Lastris. Lastris has had a difficult evening this evening. He struck out last time, and he hit into that double play in the first inning to end it when the Cardinals had the bases loaded and probably their best chance of the evening. The first pitch, outside, ball 1. Cardinals got a little bit brewing here in the bottom half of the 6th. The 1-0 pitch. Ooh. I think that even fooled the catcher, and the pitcher thinks it fooled the umpire. Almost looked like a knuckle curve. The way that thing moved, it was a pitch we haven't seen tonight, but nonetheless, it came in for a ball, 2-0. The pitch, swing and a miss. Foul tipped barely. The catcher did not hang on to it. The runners thought it was simply missed by the catcher. They were off to second and third, but they'll head back to their respective bases. It's a 2-1 count. To Lastris. Davis sets the pitch in the dirt. Nice pick by the catcher. Boy, he had no chance other than a one-handed grab, and he grabbed it with his mitt. Nonetheless, it's a 3-1 count. The runners aren't given any indication of running here. The pitch outside for ball 4. The bases are loaded for the Cardinals. Good eye by Lastris to load the bases.
Now batting, number 14, Cooper Milford.
Pitcher Davis is looking into this bullpen, thinking somebody might be coming. But nobody coming. The first pitch to the left fielder, Milford, in for a strike. Milford's 0 for 1. He also walked his last at bat. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball swing and a miss. Strike 2. Milford looked fooled on that one. Good pitch by Davis. Probably would have been a strike anyway. The 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, bounced way in front of the plate. Nice block by the catcher, Riley. Well, if that one gets away from Riley, the merry-go-round is on for the Cardinals. No chance of Milford swinging at that one, but the 1-2 pitch, just low. Boy, Davis really wanted that one. His hat flew off. His head goes all the way down to his knees. But no call forthcoming from the home plate umpire. 2-2 pitch. Curveball. Just caught a piece of it. Did Milford. Squib to the on-deck circle. And we'll redo the 2-2 pitch. Recapping, it's 6-2 here in the bottom of the sixth. Cardinals are losing, but they've got the bases loaded. Infield at double play depth for the Rebels. The 2-2 pitch way outside. And the crowd is getting a little excited here in Front Royal. They're smelling a run. There's a full count, 1 out. The pitch, swing and a miss. He went back to that off speed that fooled Milford the first time and got him on a swing and a miss. Oh boy, for out number 2.
Now batting from Long Island University, number 11, Chandler Ketchup.
Cardinals are going to pinch hit for Grant and bring in Chandler Ketchum, number 11. Ketchum just joined the team this week. The first pitch to Ketchum, curveball, looping in for a strike. Ketchup from Long Island University. The 0-1 pitch, way inside for ball 1. He's a sophomore. He made his way up the coast. He makes his home in Mableton, Georgia. So he's batting for Grant, who had unfortunately 2 strikeouts on the evening. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. And Davis is 1 strike away from getting out of this bases loaded jam in the 6th. Cardinals make this offensive substitution. The pitch fouled off to the left. Ketchup stays alive. Ketchup's only got 1 at bat in 2 games here for the Cardinals. As I said, he just showed up this week. Looping curveball, fouled back. Ketchup stays alive. That same pitch that got Milford. And you can't blame Davis for trying it again, because I tell you, that's a beautiful curveball. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball just inside, maybe a little high. Davis really wanted the call. But the deuces are wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cardinals have 2 runs and 2 hits and 2 errors. The 2-2 pitch. Davis steps off the mound. Don't think he liked the sign. Don't think they're used PitchCom here, and so you got signals going in from the catcher with the runner at second base. Of course, they're not using the standard one signal, so he probably had to run through 2 or 3. The pitch, outside corner, strike 3. Ketchup did not like it. Asked the umpire, "Are you sure?" Umpire leans in and says, "Absolutely." Oh boy, what an opportunity for the Cardinals. They leave the bases loaded. And at the end of 6, it's still the Newmarket Rebels 6, Front Royal Cardinals 2. Ketchup, the last batter in the inning, came in for Grant, so he'll take Grant's place in center field.
022-537. You can pick up your prizes at the merchandise stand.
Fahey still on the mound for the Cardinals.
Now batting for the Rebels in the top half of the 7th, number 16, Connor Riley.
Leading off for the Rebels, the catcher Connor Riley takes the first pitch in for a strike. He had a sacrifice last time he was up. The 0-1 pitch, curveball way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, just high. Umpire doesn't seem to be giving a lot of high strikes tonight. He's giving the corners, though. And he does seem to be consistent. The 2-1 pitch, that's way too high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Fahey, the right-hander, into Connor Riley, the right-hander. Riley's the catcher. He's 0 for 2 on the evening, but he did have that sacrifice his last time up. The pitch way high, and he loses Riley. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Chase Gilligan.
Now batting number 18, Chase Gilligan.
Gilligan's 1 for 3 on the evening, with a single and reached on an error by the Cardinal shortstop King back in the 2nd. The first pitch to Gilligan. Pops it up to center field. Ketchup's under it easily for out number 1. And that'll bring up the third baseman for the Rebels.
Now batting number 25, Blaine.
Stepping into the left-hander batter's box, Blaine Waldemeyer. The first pitch to Waldemeyer. High and outside, ball one. Fahey's 1-0 pitch from the stretch, high, ball two. Runner at first, Gilligan doesn't give any indication of running. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike on the left-handed batter, Waldemeyer. Waldemeyer's a sophomore out of Penn State Harrisburg. The 2-1 pitch fouled off to the left. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 1 out for the Rebels here in their top half of the first. Runner at first base. The runner at first base is Riley. The 2-2 pitch taken high for a ball. Loads the, makes the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three-two pitch. Strike 3. That'll bring up the second baseman, Moat. Moat is 1 for 3 on the evening. Got a single his last time up. 2 strikeouts before that. So there's 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th. Curveball in for a strike. Fahey's found his groove here. Last 2 batters. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball again in for a strike. If it worked once, try again. Moathead looked like he had no intention of swinging at either one of those beautiful curveballs that landed for a strike. The 0-2. Oh, he comes back with a fastball high and outside. Thought he would give him a change of pace. He did, but Moat had no intention of offering it that one either. It's a 1-2 count. Riley still at first, being held on. Curveball. Foul ball barely on down the left on the third baseline. Boy, the third base coach for the Rebels really wanted that one. He was pointing fair, and it was close. Only 3 umpires here in the Valley League, and that had to be called by the home plate umpire. You would think if there was an umpire behind third base, he might have a little better angle of it, of course, if it went over the bag or not. But tough call. Went the Cardinals' way. So the 1-2 pitch way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Moat had finally timed up that curveball. That's the one he hit down to third base, but just foul. So we've seen 3 curveballs and 2 fastballs. We'll see what happens here. The 2-2 pitch, fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's out number 3. And that'll do it for the Rebels. They leave one runner stranded in their top half of the 7th. They're still winning 6-2, and we're stretching here in Front Royal. Well, even though the Cardinals are losing 6-2 going to the bottom of the 7th, fans are still having fun here at the Bing. Always fun 7th inning stretch here.
Now batting for the Cardinals in the bottom half of the 7th, number 9, Tommy White.
Coming up to bat for the Cardinals here in the bottom half of the 7th, the 9-hitter, Tommy White. Tommy walked his last time up. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time. Takes a pitch inside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch way inside for ball 1. Davis still pitching, the right-hander for the Rebels. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball in the dirt. Flips up over both the catcher and the umpire. Close to the backstop. Brody Popple, the on-base hitter for the Cardinals, runs and gets it. Before the next pitch, gets taken for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 fouled back. White out of Miami-Dade College, but he's a Virginian. He's from Virginia Beach. He's a sophomore down at Miami-Dade. The 2-2 pitch, way outside, full count. Boy, White would like to get on base and get this to the top of the lineup. Popple itching on deck there. The 3-2 pitch. Curveball just foul to the left of third base. This time there is a third base umpire over there because there's nobody on base. Wasn't quite as close as a call as we had in the top half of the 7th for the Rebels. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled third base side again, this time squibbed. Coach for the Rebels comes out and picks it up, looks at it, brings it back to the dugout, and we'll do it again. The 3-2 pitch, curveball, Down up to the third baseman. The third baseman can't handle it. It goes into left field. Well, if all fails, try again. That was the third hit in a row. Third ball in a row down to third base. This time it went fair. The third baseman, Waldemar, for the Rebels, couldn't handle it. Not sure how they're going to score that one. Probably could have had it, although it was a real tough hop. Yeah, they're going to give him a hometown single on that one, which kind of don't blame him. Back to the top of the lineup for Brody Popple. The pitch, low and inside. So White gets a single. And we'll take it. The 1-0 pitch way outside for 2-0. In case you're wondering, White has 1 stolen base on the season. The 2-0 pitch, outside corner, strike 1. As I said, the home plate umpire tonight is given the corners, which I don't think anybody's complaining about, certainly not the pitchers. He's pretty consistent. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, kind of jammed him, popped up to the second baseman. Popple flies out, takes off his helmet, runs back to the dugout. In frustration, he's the leadoff hitter, and boy, he sure wanted to get on and try to get some base runners for the Cardinals to try to play catch up here. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, the number 2 batter for the Cardinals, Letty Alvarez. Letty's 0 for 2, walked that first inning with a lot of his teammates, but he struck out the last 2 times up. The first pitch on the inside corner. Excuse me, that's Livingston batting now. I was late and the PA announcer was late. He takes the second one for a strike. Reuben Livingston, a sophomore out of Hartford Community College. He's gotten quite a bit of action for the Cardinals lately. High takes the third pitch for a ball high. The next pitch hits him. Oh boy. Livingston's a big boy. He's 6'4", 225. He still doesn't want to get hit, but he'll take it. I think the Cardinals will as well. They need base runners. Getting to their 3-hole hitter, Jimmy King. Jimmy's 0 for 2. Also with a walk in the first. Hopefully he can do some damage here. Curveball outside for the first pitch, ball 1. King came into the evening batting .319 for the Cardinals. With 72 at-bats, he's now got about 74 at-bats. And he takes this 1-0 pitch down Main Street. I say Main Street because we have a Main Street here in Front Royal. If you haven't been or like to visit, it's beautiful. Strolling down Main Street. The 1-1 pitch, curveball inside high corner for a strike. Can't emphasize enough, this umpire been very consistent on the inside corner, and he's calling those curveballs, and pitchers are going to be taking advantage of it. The 1-2 pitch to King. Curveball way high and outside. I mentioned the Main Street here in Front Royal, and I'm sitting here at Bing Crosby Stadium, and Bing Crosby one time appeared in a parade in Front Royal and was generous enough to help the local town out. Curve ball to King. He couldn't catch up with it. Strikes out, swinging, takes off his helmet at the plate. Walks back to the third base dugout in frustration. And he'll bring up the first baseman, Kyle Kohler. Kyle's 1 for 2 on the evening. He got a base hit his last time up. He doesn't want to leave these runners stranded. The Cardinals need to play catch up here, and they're running out of time, but let's see what they can do with these ducks on the pond. Curveball in for a strike. No argument there. The middle infielders are watching the Cardinal runner pretty closely. Curveball in the dirt, blocked well by the Rebel catcher Riley. 1-1. Base runners don't look to be going anywhere. They're not going to risk it here. Not down by 4. The 1-1 pitch. Slow but swing and a miss. Low fastball to Kohler. Kohler recognized the fastball. He looked like he was on time, but just missed it. The stretch, the pitch, low again. Looked like the same pitch. I tell you what, these pitchers, if they think they can get you twice in a row, they'll try it, and he did. Low fastball, did not get the call. Probably was a little low. Good take by Kyle. The 2-2 pitch, Kyle swings and misses for strike 3. And that'll do it for the Cardinals in their half of the 7th. They leave 2 runners stranded and still trail 6-2. We're going to head to the 8th, ladies and gentlemen, and the regular voice of the Cardinals, Roland, my son, actually made it to the booth, so we're going to let him call the 8th. I'll take a little break and be back for the 9th.
Now in to pitch for the Cardinals, number 3, Aiden Ellerts. Ellerts, a 6'2 right-hander from Pasco Hernando Community College. Ellerts thrown 1 game this year, just 1 inning, giving up no runs, no earned runs. He'll step in for his 2nd time this season. Quick talk between the catcher Rene Lashers and new pitcher Aiden Ellerts. Probably trying to get comfortable with signs and communication, as can be difficult when first coming into a game for a pitcher. Good crowd tonight still at Bing Crosby Stadium. Now batting for the Rebels in top half of the 8th. Number 8, Kevin Hager. Hager flew out to right his last time up. First pitch from Ellerts. Taking fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. Ellerts comes set, kicks and fires. Target up and away, and it's ball 1. One from Ellerts. Slider catches the outside corner, and the count's 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Ellerts gets his first batter of the night swinging, and there's 1 down here in top of the 8th. And that brings up the top of the lineup in number 36, Zach Walsh.
Now batting number 36, Zach Walsh.
Walsh doubled in his last at bat. First pitch he sees. Off speed just misses for a ball. One 0 pitch. Swung on and missed outside the count, even at 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. Slider away, that just misses, and the count's 2 balls and 1 strike. Ellerts 2-1. Fastball low and away, that misses. And the count's 3-1 to the batter, Zach Walsh. Three-1 from Ellerts. Fastball swung on line to right field, and that'll go just foul. And the count runs full. Middle infield and King and White playing pretty far back with heels on the grass. And the payoff pitch. Off speed just misses, and Walsh draws a walk. And they'll get their first base runner on for the 8th. And that brings up number 10, Gaten Grandelli. Grandelli grounded out to second in his last at-bat. Runner on first, 1 out as Grandelli digs in. And the first pitch. Misses inside, stopped by Lastras. He has to fall over and make that catch for ball 1. And the 1-0. Runner goes. Walsh throw down from Lastras is just not in time. Walsh makes it and steals. And the Rebels have a runner in scoring position. And the count's 1-1. One pitch. Off speed ground ball right side. That'll pull foul. And the count's 1-2. Cardinals looking to hold the Rebels here. It's 6-2. Rebels still lead in bottom of the 7th. Correction, top of the 8th. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second. Grandelli digs in. Ellerts 1-2 offering. Fastball misses up, and that evens the count up again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ellert's the 2-2. Fastball fouled off left side above the third base dugout. And a 2-2 again. Fly ball, center field. Ketchup takes a few steps to his right, settles under it. No tag from Walsh. And there's 2 down. And that brings up number 17, Jake Henry Williams.
Now batting number 17, Jake Henry Williams.
Williams 3 for 3 with a walk. Starts off his at bat with a swinging strike on a slider away. Counts 0-1. Walsh still on second. White holding him on, moving back and forth between his spot. And the 0-1. Misses low and away. And the count evens up at 1-1. And 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. One balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the 1-2 pitch. Slider misses outside and 2's run wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Aiden Ellert's come set. Fires the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Ellert strikes out the side, and the Rebels get no runs on no hits, no errors, and leave a runner on second. 6-2 Rebels as we head to the bottom of the 8th. But before then, quick sponsor shout out this year for the Front Royal Cardinals. Your sponsors: Air Serv, American Legion / Veterans of Foreign Wars, CNC Frozen Treats, Card My Yard, Concern Hotline, East Mountain Fitness, Fox's Pizza, Front Royal / Warren County Chamber of Commerce, Green 2 Ground, Honey and Hops, Knights of Columbus and Christendom College, Midway Service Center, Myatico Foundation, Moose Lodge 829, Chapter 1194, Petty Betty Treats, Postal Business Center, Rotary Clubs of Front Royal and Warren County, Royal Examiner, Shenandoah Axe Throwing Company, State Farm, Sunstoppers, Tina Tolliver, Town of Front Royal, Warren County DECA, and Wines Bookkeeping. We would like to thank all our 2024 sponsors for their support.
Number 21, Gabriel Watts.
And now on to pitch for the Newmarket Rebels from St. Bonaventure University, number 21, Gabriel Watts. Watts is 6'4" left-hander. He's thrown 5 games this year, 9 innings. Giving up 8 runs, 7 earned, puts his ERA at 7 flat. Leading off for the Cardinals in bottom of the 8th, number 18,
Number 18.
Nick Mullen. Mullen 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts and hit by pitch his last time up. First pitch from Watts, misses outside. One 0. Swung on and fouled back, and the count's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch from Watts. Off speed misses low and away, and the count's 2 balls and 1 strike. Cardinals looking to climb back here in bottom of the 8th as they're down by 4, scores 6-2 Rebels. And the 2-1. Fastball swung on, foul tipped into the glove of Riley. The count evens up again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2. Punched out. Called out on strikes. Nick Mullen goes down on a fastball in the inside corner, and there's 1 down. And that brings up number 33, Rene Lastres. Lastres walked his last time up. He digs in to the right-handed batter's box. Defense playing straight up. And he starts off his at-bat with a swinging strike. Watts comes set, kicks and fires. Fastball misses away, and the count's 1-1. Cooper Milford in the on-deck circle. And the 1-1 pitch. Off speed drops in, and the count's 1 balls, 2 strikes. And the 1-2. That misses low, and the count's 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down here in bottom of the 8th as the Cardinals look to get a hitter aboard. And the 2-2 from Watts misses high and away, and the count runs full. And the payoff pitch. Misses inside. And that'll be a walk for Rene Lastres. Now stepping in, number 14, Cooper Milford. And the first pitch to Milford. Fly ball deep to left. Walsh heads over. And the catch is made by left fielder Grandelli as he calls off Walsh. And there's 2 down. No tag at first from Rene Lastres. And with 2 down, that brings up number 11, Chandler Ketchup. Ketchup digs in. Pick off over to first. Milford in safely. Ketchup in for E.J. Grant, who is in center field. And the first pitch misses low for a ball. Ketchup has an at-bat this game, and he struck out. Watts comes set, takes a look in the 1-0. Ketchup squares, pulls it back. Pitch misses for a ball, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 from Watts. Fastball misses away, and it's 3 balls, no strikes. And 3-0 from Watts. Fastball catches the outside corner, and it's 3-1. Three-one pitch. Squares, bunts behind the catcher, and he'll just miss the catch. Riley missed it. It popped up right behind him, not too high. And the count runs full with 2 outs. Rene Lastra is over at first. The runner will likely be going on the pitch. Gabriel Watts gets his sign, comes set. Fires, payoff pitch. Fly ball left field, that'll go foul. Lastra's a first small lead. The payoff once again. Fastball misses outside. It's ball 4. And a 2-out walk for Chandler Ketchup. And that brings up number 9, Tommy White. White singles last at bat. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. First pitch to White. Swung on, fouled back into the screen, and it's all 0-1. The catcher, Connor Riley, going to have a chat with Watts on the mound. They seem to be squared away. They'll go back to count 0-1 still. And the 0-1. Off speed misses away. Count even at 1-1. One pitch from Watts. Fastball misses away. Runners on first and second look to climb back here. Watts comes set, fires the 2-1. Swung on, line drive to right, and that'll be caught by Abbas and right for out number 3, and the Cardinals leave a couple runners on. Still down 6-2 as we head to the 9th. And I hand it back to my dad, Felix, for the 9th.
7-1.
Well, a big thanks to Roland
Students of Christendom College.
for filling in for dear old dad, giving him a break as we approach the 10 o'clock hour. 3-hour game here. Crowd's thinning out a little bit. Lots of young kids here on a warm summer night.
Please see Deputy Powell at the front gate.
Probably having to head home, get to bed.
At the front gate.
Hopefully they miss a great comeback by the Cardinals. They're going to need one if they're going to want to extend this 6-game winning streak.
Meet in the first base side dugout.
Ellert's still in to pitch for the Cardinals. Ellerts is out of Pasco Hernando Community College. He's a freshman. Makes his home not far from Front Royal in Woodbridge. Leading off for Newmarket here in the top half of the ninth.
Now back to the Rebels in the top half of the ninth. Number
Their
15,
cleanup hitter,
Albus.
the right fielder, Chase Albus. He takes wide for a ball one. The 1-0 pitch popped up to the second baseman White. He's under it for out number one. And that'll bring up the catcher, Connor Riley.
Now batting number 16, Connor Riley.
Riley's 0 for 2, but he's got a walk and a sacrifice. So he's been on twice. Well, been on once, productive twice. The pitch. Curveball just high for ball one. The 1-0 pitch. Ellert's held on to that one just a little too long. Pulled a bit outside for ball two. The 2-0 pitch. Outside again. That runs it to 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. Just off the outside corner. The catcher really wanted that one. He held on to it for a while. Showed the umpire, but no doing. Riley draws a walk with one out here in the ninth. That's his second walk in a row, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Chase Gilligan. Gilligan's 1 for 4. Although he's reached base twice, he reached on that error by King in the second. Excuse me. It's Kyle Musser. Pinch hitting. Musser, also out of Cornell in the Ivy League. He's quickly down 0-2. Just miss. The 1-2 pitch to Musser. That one was a strike on the outside corner. Musser goes down looking for the second out in the inning.
Now batting number 25, Blaine Waltemeyer.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Blaine Waltemeyer. Waltemeyer's 1 for 3 on the evening, making 1 for 4. Waltemeyer swings at the first pitch, aggressive at the plate, fouled off to the left. The 0-1 pitch to Waldemeyer. Once again swinging. Fouled back. Waldemeyer's not getting cheated on his swings. The 0-2 pitch by Ellerts to Waldemeyer. Flips it through the left side of the infield. Vacant by King. Almost like it went straight to where the shortstop was, but King was shading heavily towards second up the middle with the lefty Waldemeyer, and Waldemeyer takes advantage
Now batting number 7, Logan Moat.
for a single. There'll be runners at first and second for the Rebels. That'll bring up the right-handed batter, Logan Moat. He's the second baseman. He's 1 for 4, but he's got 3 strikeouts. First pitch to Logan for a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Curveball, Beauty in for a strike, 1-1. Runners at first and second not being held on at all by the Cardinals with a 4-run lead. And the runners don't appear to be going anywhere. They could steal if they wanted to, it looks like, because curveball in for a strike, although the umpire indicated that the batter went around. It was a close check. Either way, I think it was a strike. 2 strikes on Moat. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That retires the side. Ellerts comes back after getting runners on first and second to retire the Rebels in their half of the ninth. So we're going to the bottom half. If the Cardinals want to extend this win streak, they've got plenty of work to do. They're down 6-2. Now some changes for the Rebels in the field. Staying into play first for Chase Gilligan is Kyle Musser. And pitching now for the Rebels, Luke Rogenburg, excuse me. First pitch in for a strike. Batting for the Cardinals is the leadoff batter, Brody Popple. He swings and fouls it off his foot for strike 2.
And a pitch for the Rebels from St. Bonaventure University, number 20, Luke Rothenberg.
Roggenberg's he's a Bonnie from St. Bonaventure, a senior. makes his home in Avon Lake, Ohio. The 0-2 pitch to Popple fouled off to the left. Rogenberg's making his 8th appearance on the season, coming in with a 1.86 ERA and with a save. So he's not sure he's going to qualify for a save tonight, but he's into the 9th, and nonetheless, the 0-2 pitch, is bounced to the second baseman. Safe. Took a crazy hop. The second baseman, Moat, had to leap. Did get the ball, but by the time he threw it, it pulled the first baseman, Musser, off the bag. And the leadoff batter, Popple, gets on for a base hit. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Ruben Livingston. Ruben walked his last time up. The pitch to Ruben, strike called. They're holding Popple on, but I don't think he's going anywhere. He's got a very short lead at first. The 0-1 pitch, that's going to be 0-2. Outside corner. Livingston looks at strike 2. Looks like Rogenberg's going to make him swing the bat. The 0-2 pitch, curveball way outside. Rogenberg's a tall right-hander, coming in at 6'4", 230 pounds. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, flared out to short left. The shortstop, Hager's under it, and makes the easy catch for out number 1.
Now batting on number 7, that's Jimmy King.
And that'll bring up the shortstop for the Cardinals, Jimmy King. Jimmy's 0 for 3 on the night with a walk in the first. Starts him off with a curveball, ball 1, low and outside. As I said, Popple's at first. He's not running. Not with a 4-run lead. His run, as the Little League coaches used to tell us, doesn't mean anything. The 1-0 pitch flied out to left, easy. Can of corn, as the old timers used to say, for out number 2. And that'll bring up the last hope for the Cardinals, the cleanup batter, Kyle Kohler. He comes up with 2 outs in the 9th. Runner at first, down by 4. He's looking to get on base here. The pitch to Kohler. Check swing. Appeal down to first. Umpire says no swing. Ball 1. Kohler struck out his last time. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. The 1-0 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. As I said, much of the crowd's headed home already. Not for lack of interest, but it was a young crowd tonight. A lot of the kids getting home. The lights are still on the Little League field over first base, over center field. But the game is ended. I believe Front Royal had a game, and we'll have to find out who won that one. The 3-0 pitch, just outside. I tell you what. Home plate umpire didn't give that corner, and Front Royal will take it. 4-pitch walk. For Kyle Kohler. The Front Royal is going to bring a pinch hitter to the plate. Waiting for the announcement.
Now batting from the University of Pennsylvania, number 29, Andrew Ruggieri.
Oh, that'll bring up Andrew Ruggieri. He started off 0-1, and he flies it out on the 0-1 pitch to left field, and that'll end the game.
Final score, Newmarket 6, Front Royal 2.
So the Newmarket Rebels come into the Bing to end the Front Royal winning streak at 6. That runs the Front Royal record to 8-11. That'll make the Newmarket Rebels, if I'm not mistaken, that'll take them to 9-8, just over the 500 mark. They're in third place. The Front Royal Cardinals will stay in fifth, possibly tied for fifth, depending on what Woodstock does tonight. But we're glad you could join us this evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great crowd for Catholic Night. There's one more Catholic Night this year. Later next month, the Front Royal Cardinals are home tomorrow night again, and Sunday. Tomorrow they play Strasburg, and Sunday they're home against Purcellville. So biggest homestand of the season. If you're in the area, we hope you could make it. Thanks so much for listening. Once again, your final from Bing Crosby Stadium in beautiful Front Royal, Virginia. The Newmarket Rebels 6, the Front Royal Cardinals 2. Have a good night.